Hello, this is Nathan, better known as CrazyhermitDM, and this is my podcast, The Hermit's Homebrew. Joining me today is Brent from Lang Midi Studios as we talk about Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop gaming. Most adventurers don't start out in Destiny, they start out in the dirt, or in that's the case, we started off in the docks.
Yep.
A warehouse surrounded by guards and a few friends with not even a plan.
Yeah.
And our one wild card for the session, this session was Nick returned.
Yeah. He came in for a one-shot, yeah.
Managed to turn whatever strategy we might have had into complete, utter, and fun chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And it was session 2 of our campaign. It was the kind of fun that reminded you why we sit down at the table, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, it was definitely fun. I was talking to I was talking to a couple people afterwards, and all of them said the same thing, that it was fun. People were laughing constantly, and that's why we're there.
Yeah.
You know?
One side story to that was, I guess Vicky was asking Chase, she's like, Nathan looked like he was bored. And then Chase asked, like, were you bored? And I'm like, yes, but not for the wrong reasons. Not because of Brent. And then he goes, well, why? And I'm like, because I'm the dungeon master that's used to doing everything. It's like, I'm used to having the entire audio mixer board, and now I only have one channel.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know what to do.
Normally we're like, okay, you're plotting what's going to happen with the NPCs that are showing up.
And I'm
okay,
paying
what are the players
attention.
doing?
I'm
What is this?
listening
What is
to
this?
everybody, but I'm also trying not to interrupt people and push myself in their scenes. I'm also trying to play a character that's generally not me, because I probably would have spoke up a lot more and been a lot more
Anti-authoritarian?
That is, yeah.
All right. I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah. What was kind of going through your mind when you finally, you had the chaos, obviously, unfold, and then you had everything, but what was kind of going through your mind when the guards kind of surrounded the warehouse? Did you expect us to actually have a fight?
If I need to show you my notes that I made for this, to where as I was planning this scene out, I said, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. When the players made contact with the guy in the warehouse, role play, this is going to be a role play scene, let them play it out. I had it in my notes, I said, if I feel like it's starting to die down or wheels are starting to spin, then the guards are going to show up, kind of like SWAT team-esque. They're just going to swarm the place, surround it, they're going to do a raid.
Yeah.
And then I literally have written down combat, ? Talk their way out, ? Escape, ? Play off of whatever that is. So the fact that half of the people ran away and then the other half stayed, I kind of went, okay, I gotta readjust for that one. But I've been thinking about it, and I think I've got a really good way of trying to get the cats back together. It's where they're in one herd now instead of two.
I was gonna say, did you think that we kind of handled that on brand or tactfully?
No, I think it went really. I think you guys did really well, especially for your individual characters.
Yeah.
With Ronhi, the Goliath monk, being an agent of the elves, and her realizing that these guards were technically on her side, quote unquote. She's like, okay, this isn't gonna go. We're cool. Let's just go talk to them, and then. Oh my gosh! I keep defaulting to their old names, their new names, but then Malekith,
which was Toy Bar.
Yeah, Toy Bar is now Malekith.
Who's a changeling, cleric of the Norns, or Grave Domain, but technically Fate as well.
Yeah, and he just kind of went with it.
Yeah,
and then,
which is very Chase on brand.
Yeah, and it seems kind of like Ephraim went along with it as well, but is kind of checking his corners, hey, what's going on here?
I was explaining to Chase at work that I'm keeping because I'm playing a Witcher who's also kind of a Dean Winchester type mentality, but
Geralt meets Dean Winchester. Yeah,
I want to keep the Witcher vibe of not all monsters are people and not all people are monsters as well. Just like he is a monster slayer. he's going to realize, he realizes after this that not the monster, not all the monsters are basically the bad guys here.
Yeah.
And not all the people are the good guys as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And that is a reoccurring theme throughout. I've read, I think, 6 books out of the 12 or 13 that there are. I've read
I've read a couple of them, yeah.
And they're very good. But that is the reoccurring theme. Is just, it really felt like throughout the entire book series, it was the people that he interacted with that were actually the real bad guys there, as opposed to the monsters that he fought.
Yeah, I'm going to butcher this line. But there's a line that Geralt says, it was in one of the previews or trailers for, like, I think it was for Witcher 3, or whatever. But some guy makes a comment about, what's a, Witcher, why do you got 2 swords or whatever? And he's like, one's for people, one's for beasts, both are for monsters.
Yeah.
And I kind of went, ooh, that hits hard, It's like, okay, that's...
And as an Eldritch Knight, yeah, I have 2 swords. I eventually want to get one silver, just like Geralt, but I didn't realize I think there's actually some sort of rule on that in 5e, or that system where it's like 500 gold or something like that.
Yeah, you can either get a sword silver plated, or you can get like alchemical silver on it. Yeah, there's a process you can do, or you can get a magical sword that's just made of silver, or whatever. Which, yeah, you can make that happen.
But I'd totally like. I actually did forget in our session 0. It's like, we're starting at level 3. Do we get anything like starting out? But no one did. I was actually
no one did yet.
Yeah,
don't worry, it's coming.
I know. If we'd started out with like if you'd allowed us like an uncommon item or something like that, I would have asked for a master work weapon as opposed to a magical item.
Oh, okay, and yeah, sure, but
which would it have been a silvered or something that does like a monster or a monster's bane enchantment or something.
Yeah. But just to catch people up that if they they're kind of lost, I tried a new way of starting to where instead of everyone starting together in the middle of a fight or in a tavern or whatever, everybody started doing their own kind of like little prequel, like a little, I was shooting for 15, 20 minutes of some role play or whatever for a character to start and find their way to the group. Yeah. Some went a little long, some kind of went...
Yeah, it ended up being about 20 to 30 minutes. This was 15, but...
Yeah, but hey...
that is D&D.
Yeah, and some of the situations were hilarious.
Yeah.
But everybody had their own reason for congregating at this warehouse. There's a guy in the warehouse that has these smuggled goods, and some people...
Hans Glimmerzooks, which
is actually... Han Glimmerzooks. Not Hans Glimmerzook. Singular Han, plural Glimmerzooks.
Yes,
yeah.
And he made that, and that was Nick's character.
Yeah, he made it abundantly clear that, our...
singular first name, plural last.
Yep. Yeah, and so our guest played the NPC that everyone was trying to get, and some people knew what he had. They were these crystals that had some sort of corruption in them. There's just something not quite
even
natural.
As a player, I didn't know exactly what was going on with the crystal. So
yeah, your character is literally just dumped in like, hey, you got to do this. Oh, I'm not here for that, but okay, I guess I'm being drug along. So everyone descends on this warehouse for one reason or another, and this was how I was hoping to get everybody together. And in the wild card, Nick did kind of throw my plan off, but it went okay.
Yeah,
it went okay.
It still did the loop around.
Yeah, the story still made sense. The story still held together. Everyone acted the way their character was, supposed to act. And yeah, I can totally make you guys come back together. It's no big deal. So yeah, it was just starting off like that was probably, and I was hoping to be a way to people get comfortable playing their character before the group gets introduced, instead of you find your character out as well as the group.
Yeah.
So just to give people just kind of like, hopefully in the back of their mind, they get comfortable in their own skin before you start throwing them off the deep end.
This episode's been brought to you by... What's in the bag? What's in the mystery bag? Relax, adventurers. It's not some grim movie ending, it's better. It's Heimdaller's Mystery Metal Dice Bag, loaded with 20 different styles of heavy, battle-ready metal dice. A random D&D class sticker of 13 possibilities, and a special Heimdall sticker with it. Perfect for your next chaotic moment at the table. So stop guessing, start rolling, find out what's in your bag. Alright, I want you to imagine this. Your next game session, you drop a 4-story guild hall on the table. The roof comes off. Every floor is playable. It's Centurion 3D's Guardia collection. The detail is unreal. The immersion off the charts. Then suddenly, bam, your players walk in the room and your table goes just not from another session to one that will be talked about for years. This is the train that changes the game. Check it out now at Centurion3D.com. I know as a game master for X amount of years, after I get done with a session, there's always that thing's like, if I could have done this differently, maybe it would have went a little bit more on plan, of what, at least what I had already worked in my head. Mm-hmm. But also, as an experienced GM, I realized that automatically gets thrown out the door. There's a quote from the movie Dogma with Kevin Smith that I really love. It's married to an idea, not a belief. You can change ideas, you can't change beliefs. And if you believe in what your plan is, you're not going to change it. But if you stick to it as an idea, he's talking about religion.
Of course, oh, yeah. Well, that's what Dogma's about. Yeah, the movie's about. Yeah.
But
I haven't seen that in forever, man.
That quote just always sticks with me, just because personal reasons, and being ex-Catholic. But if you could redo anything from that leading up to that warehouse scene to keep things a little bit more on track of what you wanted to happen, what would it have been?
Looking back, I don't know if I would change anything, because the chaos that happened was organic. It happened for a reason, and it was really cool to see, especially with Annabelle and Rick, to see those two players light up, work together, make plans, and have their spells work with each other, and just to have that, because
Nick carries just such a different vibe with him, though.
Yeah.
Like, he even got Ronnie or Tove in our previous campaign to light up.
Yeah.
And role play hard.
Yeah, she kind of got out of that shell.
Yeah.
Opened up as a role player.
Yeah, and then
that was really cool to see. Yeah.
She's playing a Goliath monk.
Yeah.
And everyone else did for sure, but I lost it when he's playing this halfling kind of rogue and he called her Muscle Mommy.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah, you have a Goliath and a halfling interacting together. Yeah, so he kind of was like, what? And then, niche, like thigh level. And
yeah, he just was a total fangirl for the thick.
Yeah, he was. Especially rolling the 1. He rolled a 1, and it's just like, you don't know. So yeah, a 1 in his perception, and so we kind of role played it like he's just totally like gaga, like he's totally lost in the sauce, and because he asked a couple of times, like, wait, can I like see this? I was like, dude, you rolled a 1. It's like, you're right, I rolled a 1. Dang it. So yeah, it's like, no, you're totally transfixed. You have no clue what's going on. So yeah, and then she kind of played into that with him being completely infatuated with her character. She kind of like fed into it a little bit. That was really cool.
She played right back with him.
She did. Yeah, she absolutely did. Mm-hmm.
And then him just kind of dropping in, like, as Chase has said, it's just a different energy to what we're used to. So
yes, mm-hmm.
I can see when you're like listening to people talk about sitcoms or TV shows when a new character comes in and the writer gets fixed on them where they want to work all these storylines because it's a new character.
It's a new character. Yeah, we've got to use this. Like, no, not necessarily, but yeah, people. It's a
new energy at the table.
Yeah, and I forget. There's probably some fancy psychological term for it, but it's the new shiny thing.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You just gotta work with it, and when that energy starts flowing, you either ride it or get out of the way.
So, like, Ronnie went in,
mm-hmm.
and then I think, Roll the rat, and then Rick hustled across the city.
Oh my God, Rick hustling. That was so funny to me. Because he was halfway across town, hiding, and he was using his special abilities with his familiar to look through. And
with
all
his
of that.
warlock, he has almost unlimited range as long as it's still on the plane.
Yeah, as long as you're on the same plane of existence, it's almost unlimited. Yeah, it's crazy. So he hid and then sent his rat to go do some scouting and everything. Well, when the proverbial stuff hit the fan, he was okay. Well, I got to be there. Like, yeah, you need to get there. And in my mind, I was thinking,
you narrated it pretty well.
I was like, okay. In my mind, I was thinking, if he gets me one good roll, I can get him there, and be fine. But he kept rolling bad and getting worse to where, okay, make me an athletics check so you run my, okay, if he gets me like above a 15, I'll get him there. And he's like, I got a 7. Oh, okay.
To where he kept rolling bad to where it took him basically the middle of the scene before he was finally there.
And it got to the point where, okay, I'll throw him a bone. I'll have his patron help him out to where his patron of the Undying shows up in his mind, berates him to where I just roleplay it to where it's like you feel his presence in your mind and a deep voice just goes, pathetic. And your patron casts Long Strider on you. Go. Okay, give me just a 10. Give me a 10. I can get you there now. He rolls a 1. Like, okay, all right. You know what?
Obviously, it's a cursed Long Strider.
Yeah, like, okay. So we're making fun of it where it's he's running along.
He's not used to it.
Yeah, he's like getting a stitch in his side, and he's whatever
It's that. You remember that movie Superbad?
Oh,
with Seth Rogen, and they're chasing after the Michael Cera character who's a track star.
Yeah,
and then he's holding his side. He's the fastest guy alive.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, Rick, can you? Oh, come on, man. And so yeah, I just hand waved it to where, you know what? Fine, it's getting dicey now. People are actually reacting to things now. Okay. He just magically he just shows up.
He came in, I believe, after me and Chase or Malikan's character went in.
Yeah, people were starting to breach into the warehouse.
Which for anyone that's listening, our sponsors, Centaurian 3D was nice enough to let us use their warehouse for our warehouse. It's basically the size of a 5-room dungeon, and we only stuck to the bottom floor here.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous. I've painted the docks since that night, which has turned out amazing. And I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but I am very happy with it.
No, they look really good, man.
But this thing is absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to reuse it for multiple things beyond just a warehouse. But this was just a pleasure to have a visual aid a little bit for my ADD self to like, okay, I don't have to fully imagine as much a hand-drawn thing on this ChessX map that I've had since 2016.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of map that I learned to play D&D on. So,
and this I've had this since 2000. Well, no, I guess my original one was 2009, but I broke up with the original group and then got another one. And when did that group break up? 2018. So this is still 7 years old. It has a little couple marks on it.
There's some wear and tear on it, but that's to be expected.
Good job, ChessX.
Yeah, ChessX, you made a fantastic product. Yeah,
and the only thing is, it's a wet erase as opposed to a dry erase, which is a little more expensive. But I've grown up being used to that.
Yeah, exactly. But no, having a 4-story warehouse that, yeah, like you said, could be just like a mini, like 5 or 6 room dungeon on its own is just awesome.
Well, I do have to say, as the chaos kind of descended all into the room, and like the dick elves kind of walked in, I refused to call them anything else, but because they were very insulting to my Ephraim character, and I ended up throwing them under the bus by the end of the session.
Oh, you did.
But before we did, like, what was your favorite Nick moment of the entire session? Or at least maybe just in the I got a feeling what I know it is, but at least in the warehouse itself.
For me, it was his interaction with the elf when he got caught. When the elf finally grabbed him. Because he was juking and weaving, and he was ducking under tables, and he was doing a really good job of being the greased up deaf guy. To where people just couldn't catch him. And finally, before he makes his grand escape, one elf just manages to finally latch onto him and grab him and stop him. And it's just that interaction to where he's trying to kick him.
I think a second one even grabbed him at that.
After a little bit, a second one ended up grabbing him. Yeah. And it's just how he reacted there. He's, being in character and talking smack on the elves, trying to get away, trying to headbutt them, trying to kick them.
I have to give Nick credit. The thing that made me crack up is he did that classic like 80s or 90s movie moment where he just like kind of he even said this like kind of relaxed, like, okay, you got me, and then he tries to juke out of it again.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, it was really cool. Yeah. But yeah, he did fantastic, especially for me only giving him like 4 sentences to go off of, and just said, dude, I trust you, go. And he knocked it out of the park. Yeah.
I'd have to say my favorite out of the warehouse, at least, part, like, I do really love the second part that happens after the warehouse with him, Rick, and Annabelle.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was total chaos, which we'll go into in a little bit. But the interaction between him and Ronnie just... that was just, and neither one was missing a beat.
That was S tier role playing. Yeah,
I'm just sitting there. It's like, this is better than anything I saw in my campaign. You guys are just throwing it right back and forth at each other.
Yeah, this is just great. Yeah, this is fantastic. So like, I was just kind of like, can we just keep this going? Like, okay, but we got 4 other people at the table that need to play. So.
Everyone was enjoying it though. So.
No, absolutely, yeah, and that's why. Yes, it was chaotic. Yes, there wasn't a whole lot of plot progression, but people were still having fun. Yeah. Like, I was talking to Rick at work afterwards, and I was like, hey, what'd you think and everything? And he was like, that was fun. He's a man of few words, you know? But he's like, no, that was fun. I'm like, all right, cool, good enough. That's what we're here for.
I really do feel Nick's chaotic energy and different energy level compared to us. Especially, I think most of us were tired. Most of us had, like, Vicky or Annabelle had worked a 12-hour day that day.
Yeah, I worked that day.
You'd worked that day. I have those days off, but I'm still busy throughout the day. Yeah. It's a different energy. And I don't think there was a moment, though, where any of us thought, oh, no, Nick's going to get us all killed, though.
No. And I was this early in the campaign, I was not going to have an NPC get one of you guys killed. Yeah. It was
at least intentionally.
Yeah, intentionally. I had contingencies in mind. I had plot points or NPC motivations or whatever in mind to where it would, no matter what he did, you guys weren't going to die. Arrested? Yeah, maybe. But like character death? Nah. Yeah. Not from an NPC this early. Now, here in a while, gloves are coming off. But
I think Chase was not expecting Ephraim, my character, to be as cooperative with the law initially. And I'm like, well, if you really watch most of the Witcher things that I draw inspiration from, he's very cooperative with local law.
Well, yeah, because generally they're the ones that are paying him, So I don't care.
He's technically, a monster hunter, but he does, it's almost like a plot B point of, he's a private investigator as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
Of, like, figuring out why, like in one of the first couple episodes where he's gone down into the tomb or whatever with that I cannot remember the name of the monster, but it turns out I think a princess or something had turned into like this ghoul type character that almost looked like a Wendigo from Fallout because it's crawling over the ceilings and all that, and he has to lock it in the tomb and all that before she can turn back. But you come to find out that it was one of the local nobles that did, I believe, something very profane that turned her into that.
And that's kind of the fun thing with Witcher. It's based off of like Slavic folklore and stuff like that. People can turn into these creatures, but you don't just accidentally turn into one. You've got to almost go out of your way to be a terrible person and have someone with magic curse you, or you go out of your way to do it to yourself. So a lot of the times the people that turn into monsters are not that sympathetic. And I'm okay with that, because sometimes you just want to see the bad person get what's coming to them. But also, when it comes to folklore and fairy tales, sometimes the innocent people get caught up into it. And also, to go back on Geralt cooperating with the law, he can't kill monsters and earn money from prison.
No.
So it's kind of in his best interest to not get into too much trouble.
And that was the
and then
thing.
He becomes the Butcher of Blaviken. But anyway.
And that was the mind frame I had with Ephraim is, I'm surrounded by 15 people. I don't know actually how well these guys are. They don't seem like blundering cops, as I would roleplay them. They actually seem like they know what they're doing. And metagaming a little bit, I have a DM that is closely not law enforcement or ex-law enforcement, but also deals with law enforcement on a daily basis. So he knows what he's doing when it comes to handling a law enforcement situation.
Yeah, I got a little bit of tactical training back in the day when I was with the sheriff's department. And then just helping out with like canine training and stuff like that. I kind of have the ideas of like, setting up a perimeter and checking the exits and doing all of that. So I kind of wanted the guards to be played like these are elite. These guys know what they're doing. But I also kind of maybe had a couple of them be the new guys.
Yeah.
To where there was that opportunity to
take advantage of
it. Stuff started happening. And so the new guys like, oh, I need to go help my buddies out. So they kind of forget their job and they kick into help my friend.
Hey, tabletop gamers. Thank you for watching this episode of the Hermit's Homebrew. We come out with new episodes every Wednesday. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends as we continue to level up and grow.